Are the new quick start decks really that bad? In every deck, you get a 54 card deck now. As a rule now is to have 50 cards in the main deck in addition to the right deck. No matter how bad the product is, it's still important that we have an introductory set at the start of the Divines era to get people into the game. As without these, there are no products available where you can instantly start playing without modifying the official rules in some way. Another thing to note is that there are no over triggers in the product, so let me just inhale some copium real quick. If, and it's a pretty big if, that Bushi does in fact want to get rid of OTs in the future, they need to have a deck set product they can point to for players to pick up and play right away. I think we need to think about these start deck products as the new foundation Bushi is building, so that when more rapid changes do come, new players won't be turned off by the modifications they need to make to just start playing. Each deck will also include a perfect guard with a chance of it upgrading to an elementary Extinctitude, as well as one effect trigger. This is great as it will drive the price of these cards down even more. So that's all the positives. One reason that people are hating on this product is because the deck basically contains only vanillas. Other than the boss unit, no other cards have abilities attached to them, which means this product is really only meant to be teaching new players the most basic rules. Back when I was still in elementary school, the only official Yu-Gi-Oh cards around me were Japanese cards, and neither my friends nor I can read Japanese. But because we understood the rules from just watching the anime, we were able to play the game with these cards as though they didn't have effects on them. Except for that one friend who claimed that he can read Japanese and made all his cards way overpowered and ours really bad, but that's beside the point. I don't get why Bushi had to make a product so focused on only the first couple of tutorial games a player will play. By the way, for a number of these cards, there are versions in the main booster set with effects, and these effects are not complicated at all. I would even argue that they're easier to understand than stuff like energy counters and perfect guards. Like Soul Blast, really? That could be included? The anime already does such a good job at explaining how to play the game on top of having tutorial videos on YouTube as well. And you're telling me players can't just ignore the effects on cards for one game? Even the main character from the anime wanted to use skill halfway through his first ever Vanguard game. Did you get data that the start decks from 2 years ago were too complicated for kids? If you're starting a program in Japan focused on kids to play this game competitively, doesn't that mean you have confidence your game can be played by a younger audience? I really don't get the thought process behind this product. The deck also contains energy counter boards. This is probably the only reason veteran players will be picking up this product since the booster set only has energy counter tokens, which in my opinion is a more convoluted way to keep track of your energy count. I will have a video in the future that dives deep into energies, so if you're interested in that, please stay tuned for my next videos. I really dislike how currently the only way to get the energy counter boards is through this product. And Bushi made it crystal clear that we're only allowed to use official products to keep track of our energy count. So either you use the tokens from the main set, or you're forced to buy this product. But if these decks are meant for beginners, why are you making experienced players purchase this product as well? Shouldn't these products be widely available across stores so that anyone with an interest in the game can try it out? But instead, you have established players buying up this product for multiple energy counters and reselling the elementary Extinctitudes. You have introductory decks in other games, such as the welcome decks for Magic the Gathering that are given out for free for players to try the game out. But instead here, you're charging 700 yen for one counter that will carry over if they choose to continue playing the game. I won't give this product an F just because there's still some positives, like providing a new introductory set for new players to get into the game, reprinting cards that all decks need, and having a fresh new mechanic like the energy counters. But apart from that, I think this product could have been so much better. It just had to be on the same power level as the first batch of decks from the Overdress series, which is pretty low already. A C- seems like a fair grade. So that's the product contents. I also want to take some time to evaluate the boss units. All the units have the same first skill where we can CP1 to search for a Persona Right copy and give itself plus 10k. Do note that you don't have to search but can still perform the cost to get the power. This effect is okay. It teaches new players the importance of Persona writing as well as deck thinning and how much card advantage do matter. But other than that, once you learn the game, you're definitely swapping out these for other units. Let's look at the second effect on these units one by one. Starting with the Dragon Empire 1, Thundering Dragon, Triumph Dragon. Auto on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 4, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it. And this unit gets power plus 5k and critical plus 1 until the end of that battle. For Energy Blast 4, we get to get rid of a problematic rear guard and get an additional 10k and a crit. If we only use our energy counters on this card, then we'll most likely be able to use it every turn, as you go from 6 to 2, then 5 to 1, then 4 to 0. By then, the game will probably have ended. The problem with this card is that we don't have multi-attack. Giving our Vanguard more power and crit is just asking for it to get PG'd. so compared to other units that we'll be looking at, it's quite weak. Now for the Dark States unit, Cruel Beast Demonic Lord Largest. Auto on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 4, choose a grade 3 or less card from your soul, call it to rearguard, and it gets power plus 10k until end of turn. Instead of the crit on the Vanguard, we get to perform a 4th attack. In my opinion, this is way better as we're spreading out our threats. If our Vanguard is already getting PG'd, the extra crit and power doesn't matter. Spreading out the attacks means more chances at damaging our opponent. And here's the Brent Gate one, Blitz Giga Mobile Astrum. Auto on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 4, choose one of your rearguards, stand it, and that unit and this unit get power plus 5k until end of turn. Since none of the rearguards have any effects, the resending or calling out a unit practically mean the same thing. I do prefer the 10k on the rearguard, but I also prefer for the Vanguard to be 18k. It makes our opponent's guard value for 2 to pass much more awkward. The Kendir Sanctuary unit, Salvation Wing Angel Servicil reads, Auto on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 4, choose a grade 3 or less normal unit from your drop, call it to rearguard, and it gets power plus 10k until end of turn. As far as start decks go, this is pretty much the same unit as the Dark States one, allowing us to attack a 4th time with it having plus 10k. I guess the only difference is that there may not be a grade 2 from drop that you could call to get the intercept for your opponent's turn, where Dark States will for sure have one from just normally riding up. But afterwards, it will probably be Savricil that has the grade 2 units to call from drop, whereas Largest, you have to call itself from soul after your Persona ride. And now we have the Stoicheia one, Marine General of the Great Sea Christianos. Act on Vanguard Circle once per turn, cost Energy Blast 4, discard the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 grade 3 or less unit cards from your drop, and call them to rearguard. The thing to note here is that the second skill is an act skill for the main phase, which means that although we're gaining card advantage, we aren't multi-attacking and the units are not getting power either, making the attacks the most easy ones to guard against compared to the other boss units. Last but not least, we have the Lyrical Monasterio unit, Love Call Marlene. Auto on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Energy Blast 4, choose one of your rearguards, return it to hand, and choose up to 1 grade 3 or less unit card from your hand, call it to an open rearguard circle, and it gets power plus 10k until end of turn. Same as the Dark States and the Kitty one, it pretty much just gets us a 4th attack with it having plus 10k, or we can have a larger column of our choice for just 3 attacks. Although a lot of these effects come to the same result, it teaches new players about the identities of at least some of the nations. Dragon Empire wanting the Vanguard to be big and retire units, Dark States utilizing the Soul, and Lyrical Monasterio bouncing units. The other 3, well, not so much, but you get the idea. If I were to rate these decks, either for starting out the game or just playing in a start deck only tournament, I would definitely recommend the ones that have multi-attack. So that would be the Dark States, Brand Gate, Cater, and Lyrical ones. And then I'll probably go with the Dragon Empire one, with Stoicheia being the last one I would get. So that's it for this video. If you want more videos about the Divines era, with deck analysis of the newest decks as well as new mechanics, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time.